The purpose of this transmission and the message that we bring through this channel at this time is to remain cognizant of all that is the truest fundamental baseline frequency that exists in everything, and you will be able to deal with everything as all that is, not as a fragment that is fractured and imploding or exploding of itself, because there is no separate self to actually have such a tribulation. It is only the aspects of the self that are egotistical or paradoxical in their false belief that they are separate that suffer in this way. And not to say that there will not be suffering in a physical human experience. That is indeed a part of the life's journey. What can be augmented is the way suffering is experienced and how much suffering is perpetuated unnecessarily. This power to augment and transmute suffering and pain into joy and pleasure, enlightenment, opportunities for awakening or catalyst is something that you must employ at this time. You must cultivate this willingness to deal with the real human painful losses and tribulations, and find the constitution within yourself through some practice of awareness, some technique, some spiritual offering, prayer, meditation, chanting, dancing, yoga, writing, exercise, whatever it is that connects you to source. You must do it, and do it as consistently as possible. Daily, returning yourself to a place of practice. And as you do, as you offer yourself to that connection, more of that connection to all that is will come through you and your experience, and you will find yourself cultivating a condition that is invincible no matter what. In the face of death, in the face of birth, in the face of increase and decline, in the face of all of the things that are challenging, you will be able to rise to that circumstance as a master and express what is true, what is loving, what is wise, what is courageous, what is necessary at that moment. Having faith in your oneness with all that is key. Having faith in the idea and the truth that oneness is benevolent. All that is seeking to express itself in the ways that are in alignment with the highest good of all. And even if on this dimensional plane there are plenty of forms of evidence of the contrary, through strife and pain and the opposite effect of that benevolent spirit of oneness, that this plane of existence is but one small fraction of a multiverse, which has way more stratas and channels than the third and fourth dimensional dramas that you experience in your waking state on Earth. First of all, you have your dreams. Second of all, you have states beyond where you're traveling in the astral realm in higher dimensions that can't even be remembered because the frequencies don't match the brainwave states that you use to measure the third and fourth dimension at all. You are existing on multiple timelines simultaneously. You have multiple incarnations that are simultaneously all occurring. And yes, what does that all mean for the human being who's suffering here and now with some real challenges? What it means is essentially that the things that you are challenged by, that you are suffering from, that are very real physical crosses to bear, are always opportunities, initiations, yes, challenges, but openings in which you can engage yourself as all that is, having a very real experience of something that is optional to suffer over to a degree, or is going to include suffering but can be transformed and upgraded from solely an experience of suffering to an experience of awakening through suffering, awakening to the true nature of all that is, awakening to your own connection to that and your own divine birthright and power to transcend suffering as an emissary and expression of all that is, to embody and experience suffering and bring more to that experience that then makes it better than it would be if you just were sad and suffering alone and feeling sorry for yourself. There is a portal through that darkness, through that state of being on the brink of not wanting to even live with the suffering. And on the other side of that is this space that all that is has for each of us, all of us as one.